You know what you know, and sometimes you know what you don't know, and sometimes, as the Firesign Theater says, everything you know is wrong.
You know that you're wrong, but you fear you're right. You suspect you're out of sync. And think that you're out of your mind. Everything you know is wrong.
Imagine going to your local burger joint 100 years from now. The way you travel there might be different. You might use a jetpack or a flying car. The way you order might be different. Maybe you'll communicate telepathically or have a computer tell you what you're hungry for. But despite all these changes, you'd expect one thing would remain the same, right? The meat, right? Well, if you think your nice juicy hamburger will still be made from cows at a slaughterhouse, then everything you know about the hamburger of the future is wrong. Joining me now is Dr. Mark Post, professor of physiology and the chairman of the Dutch Society of Physiology at Maastricht University in the Netherlands. Dr. Post, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. So, where's the beef?
Well, it's not there yet. It's getting prepared in the lab, and indeed, we're going to make it out of stem cells.
Ah, okay. So somehow meat made in a lab sounds gross. I mean, it just doesn't sound appealing. How do you overcome that, and how do you make it seem like something somebody would want to eat?
Well, you have to think about why we are actually doing this. There are a great many reasons to start thinking about alternatives for the environment, for actually the world supply of meat, which is not going to be sufficient. So you need that background to think about really alternatives that may seem gross at the start. Eventually, this product, this stem cell product, is meat as we know it. It's just grown outside of a cow or a pig. But the components are exactly the same, and the goal is that the product eventually is also exactly the same.
So how do you meat is muscles. How do you have muscles without flexing them? Or do you have machines that stretch them and things while you're growing it?
Well, actually, these cells are quite amazing. They do a lot of that work just by themselves. So if you do it right, if you culture them right, then they organize the tissue and they start even contracting in the Petri dish. And they start to stretch. So they do some of that work themselves, and that's how they sort of beef themselves up.
Have any vegans or vegetarians weighed in on this, on whether or not they would consider eating this kind of meat?
Well, probably not. Maybe some do. But, I was addressing a couple of hundred vegetarians in Germany the other week, and, it's really a very small part of the consumers' number. So, if they start to eat meat, they probably are better off just eating vegetables. It's better for our environment, for the world supply of meat. So if they stay on vegetables, I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay, Dr. Post, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Okay, welcome. Take care.
Now, everything you know about in vitro meat production is right.